Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Hey Kayla, Miss Crucifix if y'all are still here, Swamp Donkey, Mallori, Lady V, Cool Gamer. How's everyone doing, BC? I'm gonna put hey Sleuth Mom, I'm gonna put the link up just in case anyone wants to join. Oops. Hi Diana. I hope everyone is having a good night. Is today Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. Hanging in there. I am hanging in there. Yes, it is very heavy. I have a trigger warning down at the bottom for everyone. Hi, Jody. How's everyone doing? I want to obviously talk about if y'all saw my community post, you kind of put the pieces together of why I didn't want to talk about this right away. I just needed to have my moment, and then I talked with Brittany a lot about it. So I do feel like it's important to be discussed, especially since a part of the teams have started to come out. Thanks, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all are truly awesome. Hey, Sleuth Mom. Hey, Lady V. How are y'all doing?
Hi. Doing good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Praying for you, hon. I know this is difficult.
Yeah, it's we got it though. We got it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm not gonna go over any of the emails or the allegation, like the detailed reports or anything. I think we all know what those say.
Yeah. Mal, would you mind if I gave a thought for the day?
Sure.
I did this in Miss Brittany's too. I just wanted to say you are brave. Every victim I'm talking about, every survivor, and you are enough. More than enough.
I 100% agree. And thank you, Lady V, for that. Hi into the bushes. Y'all have anything to say on panel?
I'm just going to let you kind of steer it because I know that you had some stuff that you really wanted to talk about. And I just want to be here for emotional support and kind of to give feedback whenever you're ready.
I'm the same way, Mal. I'm mainly
Me
here
too.
for your support.
Okay. Y'all are awesome. So I think I am not alone when I say that 90% of us, if not all of us, are completely 100% for Adventures with Purpose. We supported them. We talked about them on our own channels, that us creators, some of us have been a member. Some of us are members. Some of us have given them super chats and super stickers. And when you see the good in people, and especially when you are in true crime, you see so much bad and how horrible truly people can be when you don't know them. But then when it's in front of you, in your face, that is a public figure that has almost 3 million subscribers, it kind of hits on a whole new level, especially to those who have been in the situation where his allegations are coming from. So when I was on Brittany's channel and we were talking about it and going over the email, I had to step away, and I didn't really get that much sleep that night. I'm sure a lot of people didn't. And I just needed a moment. I was on the phone with Brittany and I lost it. My husband came in and he was like, what is going on? And I know a lot of people out there felt the same exact way. I know they did, because I saw all y'all's comments on that community post and on Brittany's chat. Now, while Jared is innocent until proven guilty, in my opinion, the way he was talking on those emails infuriated me. And that is not somebody that feels like they did not do what she was accusing him of doing, if that makes sense. So for my own mental health, I just needed to step back. And then Brittany and I were talking and she was like, the whole reason why I was doing these videos and covering this is because I wanted to give victims a voice, and so many people don't come forward. And that's, I never pressed charges. I never went to the police about anything. And I think a lot of SA survivors don't do that as well. So the more and more I started thinking about it, it kind of gives me a voice. It gives people in chat a voice. It gives his cousin, his sister, all those people a voice. And I really hope nobody in chat comes in here or comes in this video and says that they're doing it for clout or they're doing it for money. Please, I respectfully ask you, do not do that, because that is why so many survivors don't come out with their story and don't go and press charges, because they do believe that people won't believe them, and then they're the ones that get the backlash. So I just wanted to start off by saying that.
Mal, may I add something to that real quick?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say that I totally agree with everything you're saying. It is extremely important that victims of any kind, any color, race, creed, age, whatever, speaks up, because we cannot go back to the era of shut up and get over it. That's just not going to work anymore. We have people that need to be healed, and speaking about it is the first step in that healing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
I agree.
Both of you are very well spoken.
Well, thank you. Sometimes I don't feel like it.
Thank you.
No, what you said was very knowledgeable and very well said. You can feel your heart when you talk.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in what he said in that email that struck me that my husband knows personally. Brittany knows as of last night personally. And if my abuser would have came and said that to me, I honestly do not know what I would do. And what I think I would do, I am not going to say on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
So just because she's 40, okay, I'm 35. And that doesn't mean I'm over it. Does it mean I can forgive that person because of me? I don't forgive what he did to me, but I forgive myself and I let it go, because that really is only going to hurt me in the long run and stop me from being my authentic self and who I need to be. But am I ready for him to come up to me and explain why he did it or their thought process behind it? No, I am not. And I don't know if I would ever be, or if any other SA survivor would be ready to hear that thing,
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, she's not just speaking up now. This girl has been trying to speak up her entire life. Nobody
Right.
wanted to listen.
Nobody listened. Her
She
family
sent
turned her down. And that happens. Sorry, Lady V. That happens so much, y'all. So much that happens in family. and they don't speak up about it. And not just in women, in men too.
Absolutely. And she sent these emails way before. She sent them, what, March, April or something this year?
Mm-hmm.
Way before the Kylie Rodney case, where they
Right.
got
Right. Way
so
before
much
their newfound
pressure.
fame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and she said too she was not getting the support from anyone around her either since it all happened. I mean, she's like throughout her whole life,
Mm-hmm.
her family, she's like not been a part of because she just couldn't handle it. And people were not allowing her the respect to be able to handle it.
Yes.
So I can't imagine.
She wants
Please.
to take
Sorry.
accountability. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I was just going to say, and I honestly think that how we respond to this is so important because, you know, this is the first time she's being quote unquote heard, right? This is the first time people are listening and are in support. And I think it's so important how, as a community, that we respond in a positive way to this. You know, I wish that the hecklers who are coming out and saying mean things, like I hope that they are so minuscule, so small compared to how much support there is.
I
You know,
agree.
there's always going to be a few, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope that, you know, that we outnumber them by so much, the people who are in support.
Yeah. And I've seen comments on certain people that are talking about this saying that other YouTubers have no business or no right to talk about this topic. And I'm just going to state my opinion on that. And that is that I respectfully disagree with that. I feel like I am a creator on this platform. Sleuth Mom is a creator on this platform. Mallori is a viewer. Lady V is a viewer. All these people in chat are most likely viewers and supporters of Adventures with Purpose. And technically, we are coworkers. We are in the true crime community. You expect us to sit back and be quiet when we talk about all these other people that happen?
No, and exactly. And for the people who think like, well, he was 17 when it happened and it was
You knew
30
better.
years ago and different things like that. Would you say that if this was murder?
Right.
Would you say that if he killed this young woman?
Or
Would
if
you be
this
like,
was
well,
your-
get over it. He was 17.
Right.
It's the same thing. You know,
Yep.
he murdered a part of her,
Yep. That she will never
allegedly.
get back.
Exactly. And it changed her entire life. It changed her entire pathway that her life was set on because she was dealing with this trauma that happened to her.
Her child.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Her childhood. Like at that age, she would still be playing with dolls, pretty much.
Right. Well, and he keeps saying he was 12, but she was 9 and then 10. You add 6, 7 years to that. It's simple math. He was 16 or 17. That's because he's that much older than her.
Exactly. And yes, it could be victims through the years, 100% peas in the pod. But that comes a point where you have to either A, go to therapy and realize that at some point you have to break the cycle. You have children now and you have to take accountability for what you have done in the past and you have to break the cycle. And these parents weren't giving these kids therapy. They were brushing it under the rug. Like nothing happened.
I'm interested to see because I haven't seen certain people speak out against this or for this or whatever. You know, I haven't seen certain people talk yet. Creator wise, like the interview room, Heavy B
Right.
Sparks, people who worked hand in hand with Jared over the years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're starting to see his team come out and make statements, but I think it's important for our community, for the people who have followed them, for everyone to kind of voice that this is wrong, right? For everyone to voice that what he did was wrong.
I agree.
So I don't know. I hope that they do make statements, especially the interview room, because of how hard he went against Don Wells for almost the same thing, right?
Yep. Yep. Now, in this live, I will play Doug Bishop's statement. I'm going to play it through Deets on the Streets. So if one of the mods can link Deets' channel in the comments. And then I'll also be playing Josh. Is it Cantu?
I think that's how he pronounced it.
I think that's how you pronounce his last name. His Resonation with Adventures with Purpose video. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's like a 20-minute video, but I'm going to speed it up and...
Please do. I was trying to get through it before you went live. I still haven't quite finished the end, and it does move very slowly.
Yeah, it does. So I'm not going to play the whole thing, but if y'all want to watch it, his channel name is literally his name, Josh Cantu, Josh Cantu. So if y'all want to link that in the chat.
Donkey just corrected me that interview Chris, he did put a statement out 3 days ago. Actually, he posted the charges and said this channel always stands with the victims / survivors. So
okay.
Do you guys know, is it normal for companies like theirs to have their workers sign NDAs and non-disclosure agreements? Is that normal?
So I think that happened after Sam left, right?
Yep.
Because he spoke negatively about them. So anybody new that they brought in, he made them sign the non-disclosures and the non-competes.
Right. That's the other one that I was going to ask about, the non-competes. And that's why, I think that's why Doug was so vague in what he was saying on his, because he's like, yeah, we'd love to just be able to start it with a new name, but they can't. If they signed a non-compete, then there's no way they can.
Is that only for a certain time?
Usually, I think non-competes are for usually 1 to 2 years, depending.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. But that's still
based off of what Josh was saying, like his wording was so vague. It sounds like they're not even allowed to use the word dive. Like he kept referring to it as swimming.
Yeah,
I did notice that. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole thing just because my live ended up having to start and I didn't want to delay it. So, but I'm going to, like I said, if y'all want to watch the whole thing, it's on his channel. So, but I figure NDAs, like David said, are pretty common.
Okay. Yeah. I've just never had to sign one or been offered to sign one for anything, but I also am not ever in the public eye. So I assume probably having something to do with having a public platform with a public voice, you'd have to a certain extent. But then things like this happen, and I feel like there should be some type of wiggle room that's like, hey, if one of your co-workers gets charged with this, you should be able to talk about it.
Right. I agree.
But and it also could be, the jobs that they do, the things that they see,
right?
They want to maybe make sure nobody's going to be speaking up about the gruesome part of their job.
Yeah.
Doug said he was under contract with AWP. It wouldn't surprise me. So, but I'm going to go ahead. I guess let's go ahead. Hi, Check It TV. Hi, Cat Pratt, Blondie. Check It TV says they also last for a while after leaving employment, 6 months to 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know, I guess that's why you sign an NDA, is to get no one to be able to say anything for a long time.
Yeah.
But I guess
he's slick, that's for sure. He thinks of everything.
Even on Ick and Mel earlier, Kevin, who was on, he basically flat out told Mel, I know he's going to sue me for even being on here talking. And he didn't sign an NDA. He just knows that anybody who speaks ill about Jared's name are likely going to be facing a lawsuit. And so everybody should keep that in mind as well while you're talking about this, because this is huge defamation and libel and everything else like that if he's not convicted, right?
Right. And all my videos, they're all alleged. Obviously, I've said time after time, this is not concrete evidence. Jared has not been convicted. He is in the US of A. You are innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. So these are just my thoughts.
Though, right?
Do what?
I said he had a grand jury indictment, though, right?
I'm pretty sure. Did he sleep?
Yes, he had an indictment.
Yeah, he did.
That would be a little bit more strength towards it happening, because they have to see enough to be able to bring the charges.
Right. They have to have
it. It still is allegedly. I mean, he still has to see his day in court before anything.
And it's the state that's bringing these charges.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, anything anyone is saying at this point, unless it's something that we would specifically say about our time with him, which none of us have, is all alleged because we're all just speculating.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Mallori, do you know about this comment with your background? If they are subpoenaed for court, would that supersede the NDA?
Ooh. I want to say most of the time, yes. Trying to think back to that. I believe anything court related, it's the same way as like through police and stuff like that. You can have an NDA, but if the police come asking you questions,
you have to talk.
Right. So, hang on. I'm going to double check because I don't want to say anything wrong.
For those of you that don't know, Mallori, state your education.
Which one?
All of it.
I have my master's in forensic psychology. I have my master's in business administration. I have my bachelor's in criminal justice and my bachelor's in psychology. So just quick Google search. Basically, if you sign an NDA and you have to testify, it's actually how they often will force people to talk if they have an NDA is by subpoenaing them to court. So they have to give a testimony compelled by law.
That's what I thought.
That's what I was thinking too, but I didn't want to say yes for sure.
Right.
Without double checking. But yes, I believe so, because I believe a lot of people are stuck quiet. And then they're like, please subpoena me so I can say my side.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know during, what trial was it just recently? The Johnny Depp one.
Oh, I was glued.
Yeah, but during that trial, there was a lot of people who had signed NDAs.
Yep. And they spoke.
Witnesses because they're like, please, I want to tell my story, and I've never had the ability to.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm going to, okay, so the videos, I'm just going to say it again. The videos that I'm playing right now, I'm going to play Doug's first because his is short. I'm playing it through Deets on the Streets channel. Swamp Donkey, if you have her link, will you link it for me below? And then after that, I'm going to play Josh's video.
Okay.
I know most of us have seen Doug's video, but just to be sure, I'm going to play it just in case.
And also, I think the way that he talks in his video really shows the background of possibly what they are under and everything too.
Yep, I agree.
Everybody wants to know how I feel right now. You know, I have become the voice of our purpose, you know, what we have all come together to do. And now what has happened 30 years ago has come to light. and it's affecting everybody involved with this. There are contracts in place. There's legal ramifications. I mean, with me even speaking my opinion, but in this scenario, I got to keep it real to everybody who loved Adventures with Purpose, who loves Adventures with Purpose, who loves what we were able to accomplish in this world. We've proven that what we have done works, it's effective, it's a need for it. We tell people stories. We are the voice for the voiceless. When we are covering these people's stories and going into their homes and representing them and telling their story of their missing loved ones, that's what it is we do. Do nothing else, And I'm not just speaking for me, because I'm not the only one that's involved in this. There are other people's lives who are affected by this, and that's what this is about. And being real is all you can be. That's all you got in this world is what you stand for and how you come up. Yeah, done a lot of good in this world, and everybody's got a story to tell. Everyone, absolutely everybody has a story to tell. Where I come from, though, there's codes. Where I go from here, I have a lot of support, and I love everybody who's reaching out and just telling me and letting me know that I have your support, and that you stand with me, and my future is just going to go with being real. I'll continue to follow the passion that I've developed with helping people, with telling somebody's story. I come from the towing industry, and now I pull cars out underwater, helping families get answers. I've developed that passion. It's unfortunate that I've developed that passion and this has happened. It doesn't align with what I believe in. I have daughters, I'm a father, and I come from a real rough background, and I've changed my life. I've become a really good man, and I've always followed the code, and that code has been violated. With that being said, there's a lot of legal things that have to play out, and they got to play out, but it doesn't involve me. Doesn't involve my name, doesn't involve anybody else's name that's been associated with it, because we've worked with a lot of people intimately, and there's a lot of people that are hurting right now. I'm just as heartbroken. I care a lot about what it is that I've been able to do. And where this goes, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. My future's bright. I'm gonna always be okay. My family's gonna be okay, and I kept it real. I can't wait for lawyers to make decisions. I have to defend my family. I have to defend myself, and unfortunately, that doesn't align with my future. It doesn't align with me at all. None of us. You know what I mean? None of us knew any of this, and I am just as shocked as everybody else. It's really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Yeah, man, me. People that know me, you guys know I'm a survivor, and I got nothing to hide. I'm not gonna hide nothing. Is what it is. Be positive, moving forward. There's people out there that have a story to tell. There's victims out there that have a story to tell, and I have been a voice for those victims. I'm gonna continue to follow that passion, and I know I have the support to do so. Respected in a lot of circles with agencies, and those who know me, and those of you who don't know me, get to know me. Future's going to be great, but it won't be what it used to be. We all got to move forward, whatever that means. I don't know. Appreciate each and every one of you.
I think Peas in a Pod said if Jared cared about his team, he'd offer to sell them the company and get away from it. But I think that he doesn't care about anyone other than himself and making money. He has showed that time and time again in his past.
In my opinion, he's too narcissistic to do that.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and now he needs the money for legal fees, not only to spend for the lifestyle that he's created from all this, but he also has now legal fees on top of that. So I don't think there's any way he would sell them the company, even if it would be the best thing for them as a company for like the good that they do.
Yeah, I just want to say too, I don't care how much money they make. I mean, they're working hard, they're helping people. People have a right to make money. They have to make some sort of money to do what they do. Um, I am, I think some things are fishy there, but that's a completely different subject than what we're trying to focus on. I just want to let everybody know that we're not against people making money. We're against
Right.
people using people.
I agree.
Right.
I heard some people on, I don't remember where it was, honestly, say that he didn't talk about the victims or anything. And I think that's because he was doing it as a legal standpoint. I don't think he was weighing too much into that. More so, I do think he was saying in a roundabout way, he does not agree with what has came to light.
Absolutely. You could hear the heartbreak and passion for what he does and the heartbreak of losing that in his voice.
Right.
Check at TV saying that he didn't resign. Do we know that for sure, though? I think because even Josh was very hesitant to say that he resigned, right? He kept saying his former employer. He wouldn't say Adventures with Purpose. He wouldn't say Dive. Like there were certain things that he wouldn't say. And to me, it sounds almost like Doug is saying, I have to move on. We have to go forward. I have support. I have people telling me they're going to support me and things like that. To me, it sounds like he's also not going to be with them, right? I'm sure we'll see a couple more videos come out of dives that they've already done, footage that Jared already has, but I don't think that any of these guys really are going to keep going with this.
No. And it sounded like to me that Doug was saying now y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but in my ears, I was hearing that he's going to continue doing what they're doing because this is their passion. This is what he feels like they're meant to do, but it's not going to look like it is now, meaning that he might not be associated with this.
Yeah. Right. I'm not even sure by the sounds of kind of how I heard things if he's going to even be there much longer.
Right.
Josh's though was a bit different. His was the title of his video was like my resignation, and it kept saying leaving the team, and this is why I'm leaving the team. And he did say in the other video, are we gonna watch that one?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so then in that one he brings up like me and the rest of the team are not we don't support what happened, and he like
that's true.
He's
maybe
like me and the
maybe
team.
he's seen the comments under Doug's video because Doug did his first and knew that he had to be more direct with it. You know what I mean?
That's what I think he literally does state though, like I resigned for. He would never. That's the thing is none of them have said Adventures with Purpose.
I think you think it's legality reasons.
Yes, but like I think Josh was saying like I have resigned from the team, and then he like showed the hat and he's like, see the team.
Yep, so I did notice that.
I think there's got to be some legal thing where they're not allowed to say the name in any type of negative light.
Right.
So.
Well, I'm going to play Josh's right now. And then if y'all want me to pause it, if y'all have anything to say about it, then let me know and I'll pause it. Okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to be real with you guys, and I wanted to take a moment to try to address the issue that should have been addressed by now, which we were all hoping for better leadership in this, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious, that I have been a part of in the past. I will live my life with integrity and morale and knowing that I did the right thing. I made the right decision, which I hope you guys can support. And we're not okay with it. And it has created this avalanche of momentum, which it should have when it needed to, against certain things that allegedly have happened with someone that we trusted. It's currently Tuesday, November 8th, 11:14. And I just wanted to come on here and try to tell you about Josh Cantu. So I am not going to be speaking about the things that one of our members and may be going through, because I'm not allowed to, which is fine. It's not my place, which is why I have officially resigned from being part of the search team, which I don't need to mention. It's pretty obvious, that I've been a part of in the past.
Real quick, that's exactly the part that Sleuth Mom and Mallory were talking about, where he doesn't mention exactly Adventures with Purpose. He holds up the hat saying the search team that I don't need to mention.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
If you are unaware of what is going on right now, that is because it has not hit the mainstream yet, because it is not proven yet in court, which is fine. And I'm not here to tell you if it is or is not true, because I personally do not know, and it's not my business to talk about. But what I do know is that my reaction and the reaction of my teammates are not going to be sticking around to find out. We are pretty set on sticking to our morals, to our integrity, especially as fathers and just decent human beings. But I do want to say that I do not condone the activities that have been reported. And I think that justice needs to be served, if there's a case. I'm a father of a 16-month-old baby girl, beautiful baby girl. And the things that have been being said are unacceptable and unfathomable, enraging. But the question is what can come out of this? I don't know. I know what we have. Starting with me, I know I'm a storyteller. I know I'm a videographer. I know I'm a man of integrity. I know I have skills. I come from an aquatic background as a lifeguard, swimming. I took a dive certification class back in 2012. So I have a background in loving to be underwater. I am not currently dive certified, but I showed interest in trying to become so. And I have shown a love for helping families receive the answers that they've been looking for when it comes to things that have happened in their lives that left them without answers. And me and other teammates that I've worked with have been very passionate about that momentum that we have been following, and we have fallen in love with being able to do that for these families. The path and opportunities that the last year has opened has been amazing. The work we've been able to do has been amazing. And honestly, in this last chapter, recent chapter, we were able to do it as creatively as we could. What I mean by that is when your boss isn't there looking over your shoulder, and the people that you have brought on your team to give you a certain type of talent and skill and heart, we are able to do that in a better way when working together amongst friends and people you consider family. So the content that has been made—
Pause it right there for a second.
is really good and really—
I just want to say something, because we've all been wondering like where the change has been, like why their titles got so much more clickbaity, like why they seem like they're speculating and different things like that. And Jared has been backing way off, right? He moved the company over to the Jessic family trust. He's been stepping way back. He's not been traveling with them. He's not really been as involved with everything. I personally think because of these allegations, he's been trying to pull his name off of his cash cow so that the money keeps flowing in. But I'm wondering if his supervision not being there is why they've taken this more dramatic approach, if that makes sense. Just kind
Wow,
of,
that's a good thought.
yeah, just pulling that off of what he said there. They don't
I
have the
agree.
boss looking over their shoulder every day.
And I'm sure he, never mind.
I mean, like, that's a completely separate issue. Some people like their new style, some people don't, but it just kind of caught me as he was saying it. He is, in my opinion, he is he's very emotionally attached to what's going on. And, I think it's hit him hard, especially since he has a daughter. Like, like I said this earlier, if this was me and my kids were around this person who is accused in all of this, like, I think I would be worrying, like, about every time that they were in the room with my kid. You know what I mean?
100%.
Okay, so no, Check It TV is saying that Nug says that the titles are all Jared. See, so I haven't watched Nug's video yet, so that
I
makes...
haven't either, and I don't want to play it because I don't know copyright. You know what I mean? Some creators are funny about that, and I don't know how.
Right, who's going to be
Yeah.
which way.
Yeah. And I'm not going to play too much longer of this video. I just kind of want y'all to get the gist of it. And like I said, please go over to his channel, like it, watch it. Let's support these guys because as far as we're concerned, we have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't know what was going on. And even if they did have, like, okay, so in allegedly Jared's email says that the team knew about this. Well, that's very vague. Jared could have told the team anything. You know what I mean? So until then, I'm a big believer on I'm going to give somebody always the benefit of the doubt until they prove me wrong. That's kind of why I got in the TD situation that I did.
Absolutely. You have to separate them from, and from what I've seen of these two guys already, and I don't think they really, if they had knowledge, I don't think they had full knowledge. And just because the emails were on the server in the area that it was on, doesn't mean they saw it.
Right.
They could see that it was to Jared and just not read it, because I know, when I was in a corporate situation, I didn't read my boss's stuff. I just like, okay, fine, that's him. And, so they might not even have read it. He might have just lied and said they read it to, kind of scare her a little bit.
Or they could have read it, and that's when they were like, could have possibly been questioning Jared behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Right. And Jared pulled away right before the Kylie incident. You didn't see much of him, and when you did, it was basically to promote his videos.
And I'm wondering if that's because he knew possibly this was coming out.
Right. Rumor. This is just rumor. Guys, this is just rumor, but I heard that his wife asked him to step back.
I did see that somewhere.
I feel like that was on maybe XOXO earlier.
Oh, okay.
There's been so many lives in the last 24 hours, like my brain is exploding. And that Tony who was on XOXO originally, that said that they all knew and all that stuff, he's due to be on, I think, The Lab tonight. And my thing with him is I heard that, he was only with them for a few dives. Like, he wasn't really involved. And so it makes you wonder if he's kind of over exaggerating what he knows and kind of painting this in a badder light or whatever to get, like, as far as the knowledge and the behind the scenes, so that he can get his 15 minutes, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Michaela said, I watched Exploring with Nug live. I believe everything he stated. He is disgusted with Jared and won't sugarcoat his opinion about these henny. Oh my gosh. I swear I can read Sins and Crimes. I haven't watched it. I need to watch it. And like I said, I don't want to play it on here, just copyright issues, but he may have told them it was just a crazy fan making up lies. Yeah, we don't know what Jared told. And I do believe wholeheartedly that a narcissist, I've dealt with this before, and I guarantee you a lot of y'all in chat and on panel have dealt with this before, where you're given a story, and yes, there's parts of it but there's also parts of it that are not true. But
he's probably the most believable person in the world. He's had 30 years to come up with his side of the story.
Right.
Well, and their entire story will be something that swings in their favor, which is just a narcissistic tendency. So
exactly,
you have to take everything that they say with a grain of salt, because there's always going to be a reason why they're saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're saying they, and you're saying they as in Jared, correct?
Yes. Narcissist.
I would say more of
in general.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify. We're not talking about the other people that work there.
No, absolutely not. They as in narcissists in general.
Yes.
Yeah. How much more of this, Sleuth Mom? Have who has watched this to where should I skip forward some? What should I do?
He starts talking about how he wants to continue and the financial effect that it's going to have on his family. Really, there's maybe like one more minute, and then it goes into the personal effects it's going to have on him. What you're going to hear coming up is whenever he starts talking about how he's going to proceed, that's where he starts saying swim instead of dive. Because I know you guys heard him talking about like his dive certificate and different things like that. But whenever he starts talking about, moving forward and what they can do, he says, legally, he can't stop me from swimming looking for families. I just can't, you know what I mean? Like he kind of phrases it like that.
Have like a non-compete disclosure or something.
Yeah, he actually put in the description, I think it is, about the NDA that they have, and then they also have a non-compete. But I really feel like if they go to a lawyer, I really hope that they will be able to somehow get out of that contract and get out of it, because of the issues, unless he specifically put in their NDAs about like any future accusations of something like this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of times there are other ones though that are signed in when you're signing all the documents about like, what is it? What's the word I'm trying to think of? You just get fired for it if you do something wrong. Like that's in bad light. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't know the word. You're the one
I do too. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Describe it.
Like the morality clause.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that if they had to, which I'm sure most of it's a normal clause that is signed in any type of thing, just because no one wants a a-hole working with them,
Right.
So in that aspect, there could be a lot of holes that they could get through because Jared potentially broke the morality clause, allegedly.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think that something like this would be covered on the NDA. I mean, this is like so. Unless he knew this was coming and he checked all these boxes, which wouldn't surprise me with Jared, but I don't see how something like this can be held against them, or that the non-compete, part of it anyway.
I just want to say too, like, I wonder how much the Me Too movement will affect this, because a lot of NDAs during the Me Too movement, that was part of the laws that were passed about how NDAs were no longer enforceable if it was something to do with SA or R, you know what I mean, or any type of harassment like that, or knowledge surrounding it. And so I would think that even if they had any type of knowledge, they could use that to break the NDA. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, because I believe someone at the beginning of chat was saying that the NDAs were a new thing. It wasn't something they've always done. So that would make sense if he heard that it was coming and he's like, well, I'm going to tell you guys, but I need you guys to sign these because I can't let anyone get to you legally, or, you know what I mean? Like, more twisting it into like, I'm going to try to protect you guys from this because someone's lying on my name.
Right.
Type of thing. But you are completely correct though about the other thing.
Yep. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we'll just stop it at that, if that's okay with y'all.
And it's your channel. You do what you want to.
Yeah, that's good with me, because you don't want him to come back and like try to strike you either.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
All right.
Fun to work with my teammates, but also really emotional and empowering and helpful. And I don't know if those stories will meet the light of day. I know that I myself have many stories of behind the scenes content from me on the road with my friends. And I have many stories to tell for you guys. I have summer road trip, fall road trip episodes I never got to but wanted to. Content. This is content that I was depending on for my family to share my stories with you guys and to possibly use it. What I mean by that is through YouTube, I am able to make a paycheck. I'm able to provide for my family through YouTube. I work hard on it. I edit my own stuff. I make my own videos. I am maintaining my own channel. And what is happening right now leaves a lot of uncertainty for me and my family. More than a lot. But the one thing that we decided as friends is we have to be okay with putting that on the line, because this is a moment to stand and to stand up and to fight against things that we are not okay with. And I don't know where that will lead in the future for Josh Cantu and my videography company, Juke Motion Pictures, and my behind the scenes channel. But what I do know is that there is momentum. There is momentum. And the talent and the skill that we all have naturally, and the community that we have welcomed into our lives and into our hearts and shared our stories with and laughed with and worked hard for, that if there is a way to continue, whatever that means, we will work hard trying to find it. Now, I need you to understand that that is very difficult. And that is a battle. It's not as easy as just taking what you've learned and boom, the next day you're out, fishing on the water. But there are certain things that you cannot coin. You cannot say as intellectual property. Like swimming. Now, certain things I can't say, so it's difficult speaking candidly, and I apologize.
You probably stop.
I'm sorry to
right
any
there.
person.
Yep, right there.
So you kind of hear him say, like, him and his friends are going to try to do this. And that's why I think that, probably a good bit of the team, maybe not all of them, but a good bit of them are still talking about how they can potentially continue.
Yes, I agree.
I agree on that too.
And again, notice he says there's certain things he can't say because this is an ongoing investigation. But I do think, just from the sound of Doug and Josh, that they're going to try to continue and fight whatever they have to do to continue to help bring closure to families.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like they do want to continue this type of a thing.
And I hope they do.
I do too. It needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And he did get a little spicy there at the end where he's like, I don't think this is intellectual property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he's willing, even though it's going to put him in a really bad spot financially, that he knows that, like you said, it's his time to take a stand and he needs to be on the right side of history for this one.
Yep.
Yep.
And I
I was
thought
wondering
that
too, just now, I was just thinking about the fact that, Doug was trained by them how to dive and they put him through the dive school, but it doesn't sound like Josh currently has that certification. And so really they could get him because Adventures with a Purpose didn't pay for his training. You would think that he would be able to become the diver for a short
Right.
period even. Sorry, Mallory.
Right,
Did I make you
right.
leave?
No,
We lost her. Okay.
I accidentally just dropped off.
Okay.
Um,
But
no, Nick.
I wonder if they could do it like that even.
I'm sorry. I don't think Nick has made a statement, has he? Gregory was asking.
Does he
I
have
haven't
his own
seen it.
channel?
Nick, I don't think he does. I could be wrong, but I don't think he does. The only people that I have seen make statements is Josh, Doug, and Sam has came out. But now, see, I didn't watch Sam's video or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about at that. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, don't you?
Yeah.
I never watched it. Does he have his own channel?
I'm trying to look real quick, but I don't see anything.
I don't see
Yeah, I looked before I was coming up here, and I did not see anything.
Well, that doesn't mean that. I mean, we all have a channel, right?
Right.
It's whether we post anything on it or not.
Exactly.
So he very well may have posted on it. But I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He was kind of newer too, right? So, and that was his first dive with Kylie Rodney.
Yes.
Someone posted that he had already left AWP, but I don't know. Oh, wow. Maybe he didn't like it after he found Kylie.
Maybe, yeah.
I know he was really hurt, torn up when he found her. I mean, you could see it on his face. I realize they have to video things, and retake here and retake there for content. But, when he came up from finding her, man, he was not good at all.
Yeah, that broke my heart when I saw him. Sam closed down all his social media a few weeks ago. Sam the man has a video on why he left months ago. He has made a new video since. Has he made a new video since breaking this news? I have not seen it, and I haven't even seen, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I haven't even seen the video where he talks about him leaving Adventures with Purpose and like all the, I don't know, I just heard people say that he was talking about shady stuff that Jared was doing or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sleuth Mom or Lady B.
No, that's right. It was because of the stuff. He didn't like the way that the families were treated behind the scenes. He didn't think it was appropriate that the families would think the cameras were off, for example, but they were really recording the trauma. He didn't think that it was appropriate, some of the things that were said to the families in the background. And then on top of that, he also wasn't getting paid, and he was watching Jared make $200,000 to $500,000 a month, and he was there on volunteer purposes. And so he asked basically for a portion of the proceeds that had his face on it, not everything, but just the stuff with his face, what involved him,
Where
just
have we
so that
heard
he could
that
help
before?
pay.
Yeah.
Right. And Jared told him that it was time to go their separate ways, basically, and he left from that point. And then he didn't have an NDA, so he was able to say everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry. That just, I mean, we've heard this from other people as well about him, and I was hoping that was wrong, but, obviously it's not. So here you have a nonprofit that is actually not a nonprofit, and they're raking in money, and Jared's able to do this and that and the other to make himself better off, but not paying the guys that work under him for things. That's just mind-boggling to me. How selfish and egotistical.
Courtney said, did you see Josh's community post? I'm going to share that right now. Did y'all see it?
No.
Okay, so this is from 18 hours ago. Josh said, momentum has begun. Is that in regards to a case that they're doing, like a dive, or?
I'm guessing their new start, right? Because the one right before that is the one where he's referring to his ex or his new truck or whatever, right? Yeah. And it's basically just talking about the job because he didn't know how to say it.
So let me just go ahead and read this. So 20 hours ago, I'll start up from this. 20 hours ago, it's Josh and his new truck. A few days ago, I financed a used truck, a shiny 2016 Ford F-150, a true investment into having a vehicle I can depend on and trust for my business and family. However, there were many things the dealership did not disclose that I learned after I signed for the truck. When you are under the impression of a clean title, finding out vehicle history after the fact is unacceptable and shocking. As a work truck, I will make do with the situation I have been dealt legally. So then after that, he put momentum has begun. And then Cinema Shogun. Now, did he post this?
Yeah, he commented on it.
Okay.
Or no, he posted it and then Josh shared it.
Right. Okay.
But if you go under the truck post too, the top pinned comment should be an extension on the truck post.
I got you. Okay. I was about to say, I thought there was more than that. Okay, so Josh says, also, to be clear about my truck post, we are all shocked and appalled by this situation as a family. We did not see any paperwork previously, and paperwork that comes into the dealership is only seen by the guy with the biggest office and his specific paperwork sorter, which is indeed not anyone that has been in my truck. I will no longer be doing business with this dealership, but needs to be sure I double check the fine print of my truck purchase for as it was very detailed.
I don't know. I just get a weird feeling about. I mean, I wonder. Surely, Jared didn't I can't see him co-sign it. I don't know. It kind of makes it sound like somehow or other it's his,
well,
but not.
What he's talking about there is he's talking about whenever he first started with Adventures with a Purpose, and about how he thought that this company was going to be a good company, and he signed a non-disclosure act or whatever agreement, right, and a non-compete, thinking that this was going to be his forever job. He thought he was going to be with this company for a long time.
Right.
He thought that it was going to be something that he could do to make a living, that it was going to service his life very well. And then unfortunately, he didn't know about this past endeavor. He had no idea that Jared had this type of history whenever he did this. And so he's talking about it as if it's a truck, because at this point, 20 hours ago, he probably didn't know if he could say that he was quitting legally.
Right. And
he probably talked to a lawyer.
I'm sorry.
Just like Michaela says, Josh is speaking in code because he is fearful of getting sued or being called to trial.
Yeah. I didn't want to bring up a whole nother can of worms, but
no.
I was a little confused because I hadn't read it.
Right. Well, Cinema Shogun said Doug knew, and Josh replied he did not. So y'all can come up with your own thoughts about that.
Another person. I don't want to open up another can of worms, but you know, Ryan Upchurch came out with a statement about this, and he's like, "There's no way I'm going to make a song for them," and he's furious because he said he wrote a check to Jared, not AWP, to Jared, and he can prove it, and he's very upset about that.
You know, Cinema Shogun, one of his comments underneath that said, "If y'all believe that I knew about Jared before his team did, you're crazy," basically.
Yeah.
And part of that is because I don't know if you guys remember, and like I'm gonna say his name, and I can't believe I'm gonna say his name again on a live, but Jim Terry actually said, whenever all the chaos was going on with this, like, I can't believe you guys are supporting this idiot because he's a kitty toucher. And that's because Jim Terry had seen the Facebook post from his family, you know, way back. And so it's kind of like, really, was it really that hidden? If like Jim Terry was able to find it, if the people who sent it, if Level-Headed, and if Level-Headed was able to send all of this information to XOXO and Cinema Shogun, because that's who both of them got it from, was Level-Headed. Was it really that secret from their own team?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. You know, I was watching Zav yesterday or this morning, I don't remember. And I mean, talk about a huge supporter of AWP. And somebody said something about it in the chat. And she just said that she knew about it and that her and Bella had discussed it. And it sounded like a month or so ago. So I'm thinking she might have found out about it after she supported them and everything so much, which is heartbreaking, because she fought tooth and nail for them.
Right. Yep. Sunset Gazing, he has gotten some stuff right. He really has. I'm going to tell you guys, though, I am not related to Candace Cooley. Like, as much as he has tried to push that narrative, some things he just blatantly makes up, and it is not true. You know, he docks the crap out of me and all of the craziness, and that's not true.
I'm so surprised you said his name. That's why when you said his name, I kind of chuckled. Michaela, I would go to another YouTube's channel, but I don't want to get striked. I don't know. A lot of YouTubers are very iffy about you playing their content on their channel, and they'll go to strike your channel. Unfortunately, unless y'all know they wouldn't do that. I don't know. But what is it? What is it about, Michaela? Do they talk to somebody? Do y'all know what they're talking about, panel?
No.
Check It TV said, I do say that I 100% support Nick Rennie. He will be making a statement in the next few days. Yeah. I do think Nick will come out and make a statement. I think Nick was so new. Could you imagine how Nick feels?
Yeah.
I mean, all of them especially, but like Nick just got thrown in. Kylie was his first case. Like that was a his first finding, you know?
Yeah.
And we all, okay, so we all supported them in their endeavor with Kylie, right? And toward the end with the not tow truck driver, but driver assistant gentleman, Nick, I don't know. I just felt kind of weird about it. I was actually going to donate, and then I started watching some of their videos, and I just got a really weird vibe from Jared, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. But it is so hard to separate because he made the company about him. That's why it is so hard to separate it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He was the
You know what though?
counselor.
I will say, I actually didn't. I actually unsubscribed to them
Oh
during
yeah.
Kylie Rodney, and I'd been following them for years.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't do it with the speculation and the drama and how
Yes.
they insinuated she was naked in the back of the car and
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff. It was
Oh, and poor
gross.
Jagger.
What?
You know, I mean, he came on, I don't know, a couple different shows, but I know at least one creator that he came on and very much alluded to, yeah, you guys are thinking about the right person, meaning Jagger. I mean,
Right.
and things that he did that made the case so much worse and divided so many people just for clicks and
I think
donations.
the end of it for me, like the like I cannot watch these people on a panel absolutely anywhere, was whenever he came onto Zav Girl and was telling Ryan Upchurch, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for this case.
Oh my
And it
Yeah.
was like Ryan Upchurch just said that she was fake for the last 2 weeks and
Exactly.
called you guys like scammers and all this other crap. And I'm like, my mind was exploding because I was like, are you serious right now?
And he
And that
was
was just it.
getting
I was done.
he was getting that from Jared. I mean, he believed the guy. I mean, you know, I mean, he put Ryan Upchurch in a well. Ryan is Ryan. He's going to do what he's going to do. But if you're fed false information, like we were being fed by numerous people, but in this case, especially Jared, I mean that he's had to and I don't listen to his music. I'm not like a fan. I do respect that. I do believe he has a good heart and all of that. I'm not going into that. But you know, when you're being fed a bunch of bull by somebody that is so highly regarded and then you find out it's not true, I mean, that's a hard cookie to swallow.
Well, and I think the breaking point for me too was whenever, like, okay, their videos get hundreds of thousands of views
Yes.
without all of the drama, without all of the speculation.
Mhm.
There was
Exactly.
no legitimate reason to do what they did.
Exactly.
Nothing. Because Kylie's case was big anyways. They would have gotten all the views anyways. And so
Yeah.
it made no sense why they were putting all of her friends and her family through all of the extra bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
No, I agree, Sleuth. Now, I do have to say, and some of y'all might not like what I'm about to say, and I'm sure a lot of y'all completely agree with what I'm about to say, and y'all have heard me say this before, but what Adventures with Purpose, what Jared has done with the clickbait and the need for money on this platform, this is nothing new. A lot of people here right now are subscribed to content creators that are doing the exact same thing, that exploit cases that are only on for clicks and views. And I really hope this makes y'all open your eyes on who you're watching, because it might be just your time. And yes, your time is precious. And I cannot thank y'all for y'all being on this panel with me and y'all being in chat with me watching this, because time is absolutely precious and y'all cannot get that back. So I want y'all to be very mindful of who you watch on this platform, because that is putting money in their pocket and they might not be in it for the right reasons.
Right. And I'll just
think about it like as if every 30 seconds is $1. You know, every time that you click in a video and you watch more than 30 seconds, you're giving that creator $1.
Yep.
It's not really that much. It's like 0.003 cents, but it all adds up. You know what I mean?
It makes their videos get more views, because the more people that click on them, the more that the YouTube algorithm will pick it up. That's why, you know, I can speak for myself that when I ask y'all to like and share my videos, it not only helps out me, but it does help out push these videos out into the YouTube algorithm. And I would be lying if I said that I didn't want that to happen, because that's why I do these videos. I want the views on these missing people that don't get talked about. That's why Sleuth Mom does it. So to say that we don't want these views is a lie. We do, but are we doing this purely for the money? Absolutely not. Would it be nice that we can support our family and make money because we work our freaking, excuse me, but we work our ass off doing what we do, but that is not our sole purpose. Money is not our motive for our channels. And I can say this for me, and I can say this for Sleuth Mom, because I've been working with Sleuth Mom since Naomi, and that's been what? How long now?
Right.
So
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, a while.
I feel like too, like you can tell the channels that are in this for the right thing. You can tell, look at their content. If you're following a quote unquote true crime channel and their title has been close to the same thing for the last month, then it's probably not a true crime channel.
Right.
It's probably a crama or a drama. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's probably there because that title, that topic has gotten them thousands of views. And I'm going to say 10, 15, 30,000 views. That pays pretty decent in the YouTube world.
Yep.
There are reasons that channels do 6, 7, 8 hour lives.
Yep.
You know, it pays pretty well in the YouTube world.
And
Right.
YouTube likes it because it keeps more people. What does YouTube want? YouTube wants people on their platform. They want them staying on their platform. So those people that are staying on these creators' platform and watching their videos and keep coming back and watching their videos, that's just making YouTube think, oh, we're going to push out more of their videos because y'all are liking these videos and y'all are staying on this channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Right.
And with this, I had said the other day that if you're going to watch these people, watch them, just realize what it is that you are watching. You know, I mean, it's like some channels say they're true crime, but they're actually not. They're completely drama and make their money. They're entertainment, you know. And I'm not going to name names. I think we all know who I'm talking about, you know, and they're just causing drama and causing these things happen just for content. And so if you want to watch that, watch that. I mean, we live in a free country, but know what you're watching,
right?
You know, and
don't get upset if stuff comes out that, oh, they're just doing this for money, or oh, they're doing this for ulterior motives. Don't get upset if that stuff comes out, because we've seen the red flags. We've seen the signs.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think it's different. Like, we all like to watch a train wreck occasionally.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
You need to step away every now and then from true crime and sit in some of these quote unquote funner chats, right? And kind of relax and whatever. But it gets to a point where it's like there's so much toxicity in it too, that it's like rotting your brain. People like look away from the mess, walk away, take a deep breath. You know, but I just want to say, like, I know from experience covering several cases at a time in depth, or, you know, really digging into different stuff. Like, this is a 40, 50 hour a week job, at least. That does not include, you know, the talking to our community in the background, you know, our members, our discords, our private messaging back and forth, communicating with other creators. I don't know about you, Mal, but I hit maybe $180 a month. You know what I mean? And that barely pays for the programs that I run.
Exactly.
Barely.
Yeah.
And so it's not about money. It's literally about awareness.
Yeah. Everything that we do, the thumbnails that we create, that costs money. This platform that we're on right now, that cost us money.
Yeah. StreamYard's $25 a month. Canva's $16 a month. Bottissimo is, you know, $15 a month. It all adds up. And so if I can't, like, as far as making money goes, like I have to get the views to bring in enough money to pay for the programs that I use, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I can't justify putting hundreds of dollars into a hobby, right? But for me, it's so important to share faces, because then we get cases like Kylie Rodney. Not Kylie Rodney. We get cases like Kylie Rodney, but you also get cases like Kaylee Jones, who is home safe now.
Safely.
You know, we get cases like Cairo, who was finally identified. You know, stuff like that. And it's so, so important.
I agree. And I can only speak for myself and Sleuth Mom right now, because I know that Sleuth Mom covers, as well as I do, not well-known cases. And those sometimes don't get the views because people don't know those cases. And it's truly heartbreaking. It almost makes me wish, like, why can't I grow more so that these cases can be seen and heard? You know what I mean? Do you ever feel like that?
Gracie Mitchum. Look at that. Gracie Mitchum. We
Yes.
weren't getting enough views on her case.
Yep.
You sit there and you think about the situation that she's in. We still can't talk about it.
Exactly.
We still can't talk about what happened with Kaylee Jones.
Yep.
We still can't talk about what happened with Gracie. There are stories that won't be told until court dates and everything else are set.
Mhm.
And it's important to get these faces out there, to get these kids seen, to get these adults, missing adults. We got Ashley Bush. I started covering her. She was abducted. They cut her baby out of her stomach and they murdered her. Could we have gotten her face out there quicker and potentially helped?
Yes.
Right? Stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, you're right, BC. I do. Once a case starts getting big, and I get in trouble all the time with my members for this, because once people start covering it like crazy, I back off.
Well,
because
what's the
I don't
point?
see the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I completely relate to you 100% on that. And I feel like that's why we don't, I will say this. Okay, so say I did a video about Quentin. I'm just going to use him as a reference because he's one of the big ones out there that's a circus right now. Say I make a video about Quentin and that video gets thousands of views. YouTube basically wants me to make another video of that. So I make another video of that, and that's going to get thousands of views. YouTube, it's kind of like a reward system with YouTube analytics. They want you to continue talking about those videos because it will bring in views, which will bring in money, and creators know that. We're taught this behind the scenes.
So they asked about YouTube Premium, how YouTube Premium works. And so YouTube Premium, if you have a subscriber that is a YouTube Premium member, you get a portion of their what would have been ad revenue. You get a portion of their premium. And how much of that portion you get depends on how many subscribers you have. Correct. So say like right now, you and I are pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah.
So I get like on average, about $7-8 YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
and that's a month.
It seems like it matches up with your, that's a month. That's not per video.
No.
And so it seems like it almost matches up with your subscriber count. Like they must round up to the nearest dollar. Do you know what I mean? So like $7.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because I have almost 7,000 subscribers. So that's how premium works.
Yeah, like the Summer Wells case also. Yep. I believe me and Sleuth Mom were one of the first that covered that case. And it started, I backed away from that case faster than, I think I made a few videos on it and I was like, okay.
Well, look at Dylan Rounds. I literally was the first one to interview Candace Cooley. That's why I'm quote unquote related to her. I'm not.
Right.
But I was the first person to do her interview and stuff. And that was because of my communication with Missing in America. Missing in America and Missing Justice set me up with a lot of these family interviews that I get. And so that's how I'm able to get in contact with families so much. A lot of times it's not even me reaching out. It's them being like, hey, we're helping this family. Can you let them on your platform?
Right.
If that makes sense.
And by the way, if y'all have not subscribed to Sleuth Mom, I know a lot of y'all are, but if you have not, please go check out her channel. If you like mine, you'll like hers. We do pretty much similar stuff, and she's one of the good ones. So I know y'all will love her.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You four are the real true crime creators. Those other or trauma creators, there's no respect for them and never will be. Never give up on victims, please. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I do too. You guys are really sweet.
And there's Brittany is a good one. There's others out there. I
You
don't
look at people like Gray Hughes, right? Gray
Yeah.
Hughes is 3
Yeah.
cases a night, every single night.
Yep.
You know, he covers crime all the time. And there are other channels that are just like that. They are crime all the time. Look at Burden of Proof. You know, Burden of Proof. I absolutely love her to death.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's like practically my sister at this point. Like, I love her. But you know, she's been sick actually, so she hasn't been live nearly as much, but she does so much work to make sure that every single detail of every single case, and like I watch her put out videos, and then a couple hours later I watch like the Krama channel say stuff the exact same way that she said it in her video, and it drives me insane because it's like, are they subscribed to her and like scoping out her research?
Yep. I mean, you can't tell me you haven't done that to you. Haven't had that happen to you, because I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch any of the crime people that just do pre-records and not necessarily live streams?
Yeah, because that's actually, Brittany is the one that actually started to get me into live streams. I didn't really do live streams. I strictly did pre-records, but I really like live streams because I like talking with everyone. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's more personable and right then, right there. But I still do pre-records. I do anywhere between 1 and 2 a week. So I don't know. Some people got really mad at me when I started doing more live streams because they missed seeing my face. But I try to.
Lacey Hudson is an amazing one for like 10-minute pre-recorded, like detailed cases. And honestly, I think she's been like busy lately because I feel like I haven't seen as many uploads from her. But she does a phenomenal job whenever she puts out cases with the editing, putting stuff together, you know, similar to your approach, honestly, Mal, because you guys have like, I mean, that's how I found your channel between, you know, the person that we were connected with. I don't even want to say his name.
Yeah.
And
name shall
and
not
then
be mentioned.
right. And then your uploads, like that's how I kept watching, you know what I mean? Because you were doing so many uploads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Murder Candy is another good one with her pre-recorded one. She focuses on people that have been cases that have been forgotten, or
Yes.
she's a very sweet person too.
Yep. I like it too. If y'all don't, sorry, shameless plug here, but if y'all don't know, I have a ton. I've been doing true crime since almost 3 years now. So there are tons of playlists on my channel of missing cases, unsolved cases, cold cases, accident or unalive, or foul play, like all different kinds of cases, just to let y'all know. And a lot of those cases are not heard of. So if y'all wanted to just look around and you're bored one night and you have the time and you want to pass time, even if you're cooking or cleaning and you just play it in the background, there's a lot of cases in there that just people don't know about. I get comments all the time from family members on there that are so thankful that their case hasn't been talked about in decades and that I talked about it. And that is the most rewarding thing. And I'm sure Sleuth Mom can attest to that, how amazing that is, that they recognize that you didn't give up on their child or their sister or brother or whatever, you know what I mean? So I really suggest, if y'all want and have the time, to go check out those playlists, because I know a lot of y'all would really like those and enjoy those. Thank you, Candace.
When do you think that it switched over for you? Because like I noticed, like, okay, so whenever you first started coming out with your pre-records and stuff like that, because I have looked back through some of them, and you were getting like insane amount of views on some of those cases. You know, do you feel like it was around the time that COVID hit that it seemed like the live stream started being more what people wanted versus the uploads? Yeah. See, because there's so many more people who are like home all the time now, right? We're working from home. We're we were home because of the virus for so long. Like, so many people like to feel like they have their friends here, right? And
Yep.
honestly, I've made real friends with a
Oh,
lot of people.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, all of y'all on panel right now, a lot of people in the chat, like Candace, Erica, like so many people in the chat that I really do consider my friends. Like our Discord community. By the way, Sleuth Mom, I need to get you in the Discord. And I need to be in yours. But
Yeah.
it really is a community, and
Especially since I literally don't, I'm going to tell you guys now, if you follow me or whatever, I don't check my Instagram or my Twitter.
yeah,
I just don't. I don't even have the apps downloaded on my phone. That's how much I check them.
do. I am very active on Instagram if
I am
y'all want to follow
awful.
me on there, but I am very active, and I do
I
some.
see you on there.
Yeah, I do some off the wall. It's literally everyday life. It's even Erica can attest to my Instagrams. They're just
I felt so bad because somebody sent me a case on Wednesday of last week, and I just seen it yesterday while I was live because I had to check a post. I was looking for a specific post on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Because it was like,
Yeah.
dang it.
and
Please don't send me stuff on Twitter ever.
yeah.
Because I don't look.
Well, that's another thing with Instagram. Like, if I don't get your message right away, it's not because I'm ignoring you. They go through, like, I guess it's a filtered inbox. Like, you have a primary and a general and like different inboxes in Instagram. And sometimes when I talk, like, whenever I get a message, it goes to like, on YouTube in the back end where it's the held for review comments.
Yeah.
It's like that with Instagram. It's like held for review on your messages. So sometimes I don't get those, and I'm like 3 months later and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like complete crap that I'm just now seeing this.
It's awful. And then like even my email, this is going to sound even worse, but even my email, I'll be live and see BC drop my link for my email. And I'm like, crap, I should probably check that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh man. So I'll usually pull it up while I'm live sitting there talking to make sure that nobody has sent me anything. It's like a little daily reminder whenever she drops my link, like, oh yeah, I got to look at that at some point.
Right.
Awful. I blame the fact that I have 3 kids. Like, that's what I'm going to blame it on. I'm going to blame it on the fact that, I am, stay-at-home momming and doing homeschool and sports and all this stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And 2 babies. So
absolutely. I blame it on that too. I have 2 and not 3. I only have 2, and I still feel like it's my teenager that gets me. I love her. Please do not twist my words when I say this. I absolutely love her. She is a mini me to the fullest. If you're on my Instagram, you have seen her. She is literally a mini me, looks and attitude. And sometimes your girl cannot take it because I'm a mini me. So she gives me anxiety. And then she's like, well, I don't know. You don't know what you would do without me. Yes, you're 100% right, Kendall, but can you just chill sometimes?
right. Do you see what Michaela's saying? Jalea Davis from Ohio.
What?
That is a real case.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me go back up.
AJ, I think that BC thought that you were the one who posted the Jalea Davis.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard about that case. It's not solved or anything, is it?
That sounds weird. Like they're saying that she did it to herself, but how did her clothes get hung on the guardrail?
I'm going to write that down real quick, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah, that would probably be a really intriguing upload. Do you know what I mean? To see
work on that
what
together.
you're able to find.
Sleuth.
It is a really good case.
You want to work on it together, Sleuth?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind doing a live with you about that.
Okay. We can do a live.
I am awful with uploads because I don't have the patience for editing like you guys do. Like everybody who does uploads, I have mad respect for because I tried it and I could not sit here and edit.
It is a lot. It takes me, especially with the kids too. Like So it will take me anywhere, and I'm going to be completely honest with you behind the scenes. It takes me anywhere between, and Sleuth Mom can probably attest to this. So between the research of the case, and then I write it down in like a script format, just like what I'm going to say, because I have
Right, so
ADD
you
and
can
I'm not
reference it.
medicated. So I need to stay on track. And so between the research, the writing it down, the filming, which takes an hour plus, and then editing can take you anywhere between 4 to
Forever.
yeah,
Forever.
3 days.
Because everybody wants to interrupt you, and
Yep.
and then you get started on it. And then even my recording, whenever, so last year, whenever I went on vacation, I did a pre-recorded upload for each day that I was gone, so that I still had content coming out. I still had cases coming out, and I picked colder cases so that it wasn't like somebody who was going to be found that week. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I did it that way, and I was like, oh, this will be so fast. I'll just do these videos real quick. I'll get them put up. And to make it simpler, I did it podcast style, but I did a slideshow with their pictures, showing through the video instead, like, because I don't go on my camera. You know what I mean? Typically, I did start going on camera, but not all the time. And so like I was editing it, and I thought to myself, like, it'll be fine. I'll do one each day that I'm gone. I need 7 videos, like, no big deal. And so about 2 weeks before, I had all the research done, and I decided that I was going to sit there and I was going to record everything, and it was going to be great. I was going to get it all done, whip it out, get it put together, blah, 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 whatever, sit there and record my audio and have to edit it 9 million times because every time I would get, like, in the middle of it, the dog would bark, or somebody would knock on the door, or whatever, or somebody would poop. That's an ongoing problem in my house. And so it's like, what is going on? So I ended up with like 4 videos, I think. And then because I couldn't get it all done in the time frame, like, it was just so much work. And we're talking 15-minute videos, like, we're not talking hours.
Right.
So it was kind of sad.
But it is a lot of work, and it really does. Like, I'll go edit go film during the day, even when both my kids are at school, and I've got either the dog barking, I got Amazon coming to my door, ringing the doorbell, I got motorcycles running around outside, I got an ambulance going, I've got helicopters. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I've got lawnmowers running outside.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have like, my husband will sit there and be like, "You're still on the computer."
Yes.
Like, and it's like, yeah, I'm trying to do this. And so I always, like, every time that a family member, we think our daughter was found because you shared her flyer and it was somebody on social media, or, whatever. Jojo Morales was just recently found. His family said that somebody had seen his stuff online and recognized him in the Walmart. I just did a video about him that week.
Oh my
God, like, wow. The day before, and everybody was sharing, and I was like, could that have been it? Like, could that have come from us sharing, from our little community sharing? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so stuff like that, and I showed that to my husband, and I'm like, this is why, this is why it's, like, important. I have to do this. I need to be able to actually do this, please. So.
It's a huge passion. I wanted to let y'all know also, before we end it for tonight, that I am working tomorrow. My daughter pulled a dang muscle. I swear, every week it's something different with her, but she's in ROTC. And she was working out really hard, doing laps, and they didn't have time to stretch before or after. Long story short, she pulled a muscle. She thinks she's dying, but she just pulled a muscle, I promise. So I let her stay home tonight and ice it. I put some Bengay on it also and gave her some Aleve. So I could not film the video that I was going to film today. But tomorrow I'm going to film it, and it's going to be a pre-record for those that like pre-record videos, and it's on the Evansdale murders.
Okay.
So
I'm interested in that.
Yes, and I will make sure y'all head over to the community tab. I'll keep y'all updated on that video and everything about it. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow, just because I'm going to be trying to work on this video and edit it. And that takes up literally my whole life, as we were just talking about.
Let me ask you, now that you've done the research for that case, do you think it's possible that there could be a connection?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the video too.
Yeah.
I think
that's something that I had honestly, whenever I first started looking at Delphi and that one came up, and I was like, that's
it's
too
alarming.
coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it is too coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Even the dates are what's that called? An anagram or whatever?
Yeah, it's like flip. Yeah. Yeah, it's very weird. So yeah, y'all check out my community tab. I'll keep y'all updated on that. And again, I want to say thank you to everybody on the panel and everybody in chat for the literal overwhelming support that I got. And this is not about me. I don't want to try to make it about me with this case that we're talking about in this live. I never want to try to make it about me, but it did affect me very deeply, as y'all know, as well as a lot of other people. And when I don't like being vulnerable, and whenever I'm trying to say this in the best way, whenever I just put my heart out there and let y'all know what was on my heart, for y'all to be so receptive and understanding and supportive, I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to tell y'all thank you enough. And I'm going to get emotional, but to even make y'all have the slightest bit of an idea of how much that meant to me.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So yeah. And my heart goes out to anyone out there that has had any experience with SA, DV, any of that. And I think that it is extremely important for us, not only as women, but us as survivors, to speak about this and stop making it so taboo and stop victim shaming when somebody does come out, because it is very hard for that to happen. And I just, yeah. Thank you for becoming a member, by the way.
Well said.
Yeah, thank you for everybody.
It just goes to show how amazing your community is, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you even felt comfortable coming out and talking to them and trusting them with your background. You know what I mean? And so that speaks a lot about your subscribers and your friends that you've made.
They truly are.
Through your channel.
Yep. And I will always be thankful for that, and I will never stray away from who I am, no matter what, ever. I'm just going to say Joe, but thank you, Joe, for becoming a member. Welcome. And I appreciate it so much. But I think we're going to leave it here, unless something comes out between Debbie or any of the other cases that we've been covering between tomorrow and the time that I upload the video. I'm hoping that I can have, what's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can have the video up by Thursday. I have been completely off track. I normally try to upload my pre-records on Tuesday and Friday, but it's been a nut case since. So I don't know.
Yeah, and we also have the Amanda interview tomorrow night.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I will be going live for that. Just kidding.
Are you going to go live for it, or are you going to go live maybe like the next day?
Probably the next morning.
Yeah.
I'll go live Thursday morning.
Right.
We'll talk about it Thursday morning, and then I'll get off, do my video. So then expect my pre-record out on Friday.
Yeah.
We'll say that. And then I'll also, for my members only, I will set that video, the pre-recorded video. I'll do it an hour early for y'all to watch it. And then I'll release it for the whole YouTube world to see it for y'all.
Okay.
So yeah. But I appreciate you, panel, for coming on. Do y'all have anything else to say or anything?
No, I think you did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah, very respectful. Well said.
Thank you. And thank you,
Thanks
chat,
for letting me come up.
respectful. Thank
I always
you.
like getting to chat with you, Mal.
I know. I love chatting with you all the time. You're just a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you.
You are.
Right.
And
Good night, everybody.
good night, Sleuth Mom. Thank you again.
Good night. It's good to meet you. I'm going to jump down, Mel.
Yes. Thank you, Lady V.
Mal, I was going to tell you that case I sent you from around me. She was found today.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I was literally looking into that too today.
Yeah, she, our local police department said she was found and is being relocated to her family.
Oh my gosh, that relocated.
It was weird wording. That's why,
yeah.
But she is home safe now, apparently. So
That's awesome news.
I know. So I wanted to wait till the end, but I was also going to say earlier, when I first started, I think yours and Britt's and Zav's were the few that I started watching live streams.
Oh yeah.
But I've been in the true crime sphere for a while. Do you know John Lorden?
I might if I see his face.
He runs the Lorden Arts channel. He also did a podcast with Gray.
Okay, yeah.
The 3 Men and a Mystery one.
Yes.
Well, I love John, and he was the first one. He does a lot of the same things that you guys do, like with the cases that are not as well known.
That's awesome. Okay.
But then he also like has a little bit of Gray in him where he like does the map work and stuff like that too.
Right.
But they're all pre-records. So
okay.
But I really think he's another good one there for like the not as common ones.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, he was actually in the documentary, the Cecil Hotel one that was on about Elisa Lam.
Yeah, I did I did a pre-record on that too.
Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
okay.
And he actually lives near me. And so I was going to work with him on one case because my aunt lives in Grand Rapids and she works on the police force there. And so I had a little bit of inside knowledge on the missing ruby slippers from up here. And so then my grandma died, and then I got to meet everyone from the police department at the funeral. And then I was talking to one of the guys there, and it was a whole thing. And I was going to do one with John, but then kind of the information that came out was more of like we're not ready to announce it yet, so you can't say anything. So then all kind of dropped. But it's just, I really like him, and I think he stayed respectful throughout everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like people like that. I'll have to go check him out for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't do live streams, doesn't pop into live streams or anything, but I think he does good work. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, I like pre-records too.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I do it.
A swamp donkey.
Is that the link?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. She's freaking on it all the time.
Yeah, Lorden Arts. Yeah, he's great. The thing is too is he's actually so kind.
Oh, yeah. Y'all go check out his channel. Subscribe to his channel. Check it out. Yeah. I'm going to be doing it as soon as I get off this live too.
Yeah. So, but I just thought.
Thanks, Mallori.
That's pretty much one of the only ones that I've watched full time, other than like the big true crime people.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
But I do think, John does a lot of really good work. So.
Awesome.
But that's all for me.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us always.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye, Mal.
Bye. So, I don't know if y'all got the Discord link. If y'all did not, let me drop it real quick again before I leave. I just dropped the link to the Discord. If any of y'all want to join that Discord, thanks, Lady V. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. This chat, y'all have been amazing, by the way, truly amazing. But that Discord, if y'all want to talk and chat, we can chat over on the Discord. It's a fun time. Join the channel if you're not already a member. I would love to have you. I am starting to, with my pre-records, I'll let the members only, like I said earlier, sometime, not on all my pre-records, but on some of my pre-records, I'll set it early to where the members can get first view of it before like the rest of the YouTube world gets first view of it. So yeah, that's one perk. And then I think that's it. Like this video before you leave and share it wherever you can. And I love y'all so much. I will be back on Thursday morning to talk about Amanda Bearden's interview and then my pre-record on the Evansdale murders for Friday. So yeah, I love y'all. Candace, BC, Swamp Donkey, Shorty, my mods, chat, everybody. Thank y'all so very much. I appreciate it more than you know. Again, like sincerely, with all my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being so kind and just y'all are truly amazing humans and I love y'all. And y'all have a good night and take care. Stay safe, stay aware of your surroundings, and I'll see y'all Thursday morning. Bye, y'all. Love you.